most popular program was handing out canned goods. Rooter Hero will once again hand out food with no questions asked. Simply pull up in your car and we'll help your family. Go to rooterhero.com/herohelp for the date and location. If you want to donate canned goods, call us at 866-DRINK77 for a Rooter Hero Plumbing location nearest you. Thank you.
CO 102-8886.
KFI AM 640. 24-hour news. More stimulating talk.
Good morning to you. It's time for our Biz Buzz. It's brought to you by Equinox Home Financing. The answer for the self-employed, go to equinoxhomefinancing.com. Eric Lasardo, that song never gets old.
No, never.
Never. We need more Jane Wells music. Jane, good morning.
Good morning, Jen. How are you?
I'm good. You can follow Jane on social media, by the way, at Jane Wells. Subscribe to her brilliantly written columns on janewells.bulletin.com.
Yeah. Thank you. I think you're covered it. I need to start sending you some money. Are you and Eric Lasardo? Yeah.
Are you kidding? I could be your agent. He could do your publicity. Boom. Done.
Boom. Done.
The Jane Wells team is put together and we're ready to go. All right, so what is the story on this Hertz, Tesla, Avis thing? Because last week I was doing stories on Hertz and Tesla. Yesterday I did stories on Avis doing, great when it comes to the pandemic, and now everybody wants to go out and rent a car. And it was, I think, in the hundreds of percent that they were doing better than they had in recent months. I mean, which of these stories is true?
The Avis story, okay, wow. That's a good one. Which of these stories is true? Well, let me tell you what we know. Hertz said it was going to buy 100,000 Teslas.
Right.
Then Elon Musk went on Twitter and said, we have no contract signed. Then Hertz came back and said, well, we've already started taking delivery, and showed a link to where you could rent a Tesla at Hertz. Hertz stock went up, Tesla stock went down. So for that part of the story, what I read, you can actually be doing business with each other without the contract officially signed yet. My question is, why would Elon Musk say that? Well, there's no contract. What is it in his favor to say that, other than maybe it's true, and he's trying to get some leverage? Who knows? But he's gotten in trouble with some of his tweets before with the SEC. So I don't understand why he did that when it was good for everybody. But in any case,
can I ask you a quick question? Did the stock go down after he tweeted that, or did the stock go down when Hertz made the announcement? Like, was he trying to mitigate the stock or something? Do we know the timeline?
No. I don't know. Here's what I don't know is whether his stock went down after he tweeted that. It may have, because it would. Sure. You would think, you don't have a deal yet. Now, Hertz stock also went down after he tweeted that. But then when Hertz came out and said, no, we've already started to take possession, and you can rent a Tesla at Hertz, they put up some sort of link to one. Then Hertz stock ended the day up. So but Tesla still ended down. It is baffling, but it is Elon Musk, and when he does these things on Twitter, who knows? I'm not gonna presume he has been taking any substances and was bored for 5 minutes, because the guy's just on Twitter all the time and running 4 different companies. So I don't know what the truth is.
It's weird because right now I thought, okay, let me go see what Hertz has on his website right now. And when you go to Hertz, it literally says right there, rent, let's see, what's it, the actual verbiage is, let's go rent a Tesla from Hertz. So,
Yeah.
so obviously some are there somewhere.
And you know, I mean, Hertz is just coming out of bankruptcy, so this would be a really boneheaded move
Yeah.
for Hertz to be claiming it's buying these things. I don't know, Jennifer. I just feel like in this case, it seems more likely that Hertz is accurate, and then at least it does have some Teslas that it has started to buy. One other thing that was Elon Musk was talking about is people were wondering if Hertz was going to get a deal on these Teslas, and Musk said it on Twitter, no, Hertz is going to pay the same price as everybody else. We treat everybody equally. So this is a very expensive proposition to buy 100,000 Teslas. Of course, then Tesla's going to have to make 100,000 Teslas, which, you know, it can do that now, but it wasn't always an easy road for that. But, so I don't know what to tell you there, except I'm curious as to his motivation in tweeting there was no contract. Was it to gain leverage in contract negotiations? Was it because it just ticked him off? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he said, we get to make the big unveil, not you. And then they went, who knows? All right, what about Avis, though? We just were reporting how that stock had shot up.
Oh my gosh. Well, Avis ended up today more than double. I think it's up I think it's quadrupled so far this year. Avis did actually have a great earnings report, which proves that, you know, renting cars is back as people are traveling. But these airline cancellations, is that going to affect Avis shortly? But in any case, Avis had a great quarter. Avis also said it's going to start using electric vehicles, renting them. It didn't say, though, it had a contract with anybody yet. But Avis has become one of these meme stocks because there was a lot of hedge funds had shorted Avis, thinking that it had gone up too much and that the price was going to come down. And so the whole Reddit crowd decided, like, well, let's all buy Avis to squeeze the short. So they start buying Avis. Then the people who have shorted Avis have to start buying Avis because that's how they close out their short position without losing a ton of money.
Oh.
So they have to keep buying. So the shorts are buying, the Reddit crowd's buying, and Avis went to the moon, as they say. A lot of people don't think it's worth the price valuation it is right now, again, considering the airlines don't have their act together, and that can trickle down to the rail cars. But yeah, so it's weird. Who thought, okay, the boring old rental car business could be such a hot topic on the stock market in one day with both of the major companies?
We were booking different cars for the holidays, one out of Atlanta, one in Florida. And we were both dying, Scott and I were, over the fact that the rental cars were about as much as the stays that we were doing on VRBO.
Okay. It has gotten insane, and I'll tell you one thing. You know, I go to Hawaii regularly.
Yeah.
And the rental car rates there have come down a little bit, but they're still insane. We actually put our old beat-up Lexus on a boat this week. To go to Hawaii, it's going to cost $1,500 to get the car from LA to Hilo. We're picking it up at the end of the month in Hilo, and that's going to pay for itself in I don't know, easily 3 trips. So that's how expensive rental cars have got, that if I go to a place regularly, I'm now shipping a car there. Plus, I can now register in Hawaii where the registration rates are a lot lower. And guess what? Now I can get a Hawaii state ID. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, this is why I need to be like your assistant or something, so I can just sit behind you and take notes of ways to save money and make money. Jane, you are brilliant. That is a great idea.
Plus, I went down, the one terminal in the port of Long Beach that is shipping stuff to Hawaii is the only terminal that's not crowded and packed, and that is very efficient, and everybody's happy.
Oh my gosh, and you would know this because you've been doing stories from the port, and so while you were there, you probably observed that, and bada boom, Jane makes money. All right, so Zillow apparently sucks when it comes to flipping homes.
Oh my God, you would think, okay, the one company that knows the value of homes and could predict the future value of homes would be Zillow, right?
Right.
That's what it does. So it's trying to get into the house flipping. It got into the house flipping business to try and add to its revenue streams. And actually, it was the most lucrative on the top line of its businesses. but they didn't make any money. In fact, they were losing money. Zillow currently has thousands of homes it bought and hired people to, or partnered with people to fix them up and flip. They're losing so much money. They're closing down the unit. They're taking a massive write-off on it. They're laying off 25% of the entire company's staff because they couldn't figure out how to flip homes. And they're blaming things like, oh, we had a shortage of labor to renovate. We had a shortage of supplies to renovate. And then the CEO finally said, our algorithm for predicting the future value of homes wasn't effective. Well, how can that be? You and I can figure this out.
Yes.
I just find it stunning. So the stock's taking it on that. I think it's just, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how Zillow could not flip homes.
Exactly. Like, Jane and I would like to come work for you because I think we can help you, Zillow.
Oh, we can do it. Yeah, we'll make money for you. Don't worry. Give us your money. We'll go buy a house. We'll flip it, and we'll give you half the profit.
Exactly. Nike has been quietly preparing to enter the metaverse.
Yes, I'm still trying to get used to the fact that my bulletin is now owned by Meta, not Facebook. Though I think Meta is easier to say than Alphabet for Google.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. So Nike has filed, CNBC's Jeff Golden reported this, Nike has filed trademarks to make virtual, not real, virtual shoes and clothes. Now, these could be used in games, or they can even be used as non-fungible tokens, which are those digital, they're digital works of art that people are going nuts over, even though you could argue some of it isn't real, or you don't actually possess it, or it's not actually physical. I'm still getting my head around it. I think it's like the pet rock of, 2021 are these NFTs. But so Nike is doing all this because not only just because it sees there could be revenue here in the metaverse, but also because it needs to protect its own brand. And so it wants to trademark things. So if people start infringing on the trademark in the NFT and virtual world, they can go after them with real lawyers, okay? Not virtual lawyers, real lawyers to collect real money.
That is unbelievable. I'm sorry, I got distracted for just a second. Robert Zabucky, who's doing traffic for us, said, we literally sold our home to Zillow just over a month ago, and we were one of the last homes they bought.
Oh my gosh, good for him, because you know what? They overpaid, obviously.
Good, yes, exactly. Robert, good for you. You must have known what was coming.
So, Robert.
Woo!
Exactly. Take the money and run.
Oh, speaking of the money, and then we've got to run, let's go into this treasure hunter's hoard of jewels.
Okay.
You got to be kidding me. This is like the stuff that kids' movies
I
are
don't
made
know
of.
if it's real. I hope it's true. It's like an Indiana Jones movie, but the tabloids, New York Post and the Sun, are reporting that the treasure hunting team that for over 20 years has been searching for this $20 billion treasure in Finland with jewels and life-size gold statues. They think, they may be, quote-unquote, meters away from it, finally. However, because it's November in Finland, they're not coming back till next May. So, we'll see if it's actually there, and we'll see if they find it. But they've been looking for a long time, and if they find it, it'll be the biggest treasure hoard ever discovered. $20 billion, which Zillow could use right now.
Oh, 100%. Way to put a bow on everything, Jane. Absolutely. Follow her on social media at Jane Wells, or follow and subscribe to her bulletin, janewells.bulletin.com. Talk to you next week, Jane. See ya.
All right, love you guys.
Love you. Bye. All right, we come back. We'll talk with ABC's Aaron Katursky. So there's an interesting story coming out of New York that Handel was talking about yesterday. You've got a group of New York gun owners who are going to ask the Supreme Court to come up with kind of a fundamental right to carry a handgun for self-defense outside the home. But this would really be an expanded view of the Second Amendment. And some say you expand the Second Amendment, you reshape gun laws altogether. So we'll get into that in just a few minutes. But right now, the man, hopefully, who made a ton of money off his home, Robert Zabucky. How's traffic?
Well, traffic is much better than Zillow's doing, but we did well in that deal. So
Good.
Traffic is a little bit slow, though, out of the Riverside area on the westbound side of the 91, off and on from Tyler Street as you head towards the 15 freeway, and actually again beyond that point towards the county line. It opens up heading into Anaheim Hills. We also have a bit of a slowdown on the northbound side of the 5 freeway, leaving Santa Fe Springs from the 605 all the way into the East LA interchange. The 60 freeway eastbound, some Caltrans work wrapping up, heading out of East LA between Atlantic and Rosemead Boulevard there. You are seeing a bit of a slowdown, and the westbound side slow as well off and on from Rosemead. Back to Atlantic before it opens up heading into East LA. KFI in the sky, help get there faster. Mr. Bucky.
If you own a business and manage to keep 5 or more people on the payroll through the pandemic, there's a new government program that will pay you tens of thousands of dollars per employee. And this is not a loan. This is a grant. The challenge is getting your hands on this money. This is a bureaucracy. InnovationRefunds.com cuts through the red tape, helps you get the cash. They do all of the legwork. They don't charge a penny until you receive the money. And what they do is simply share a percentage of the money they get for you. They got my business a 6-figure refund. Now, their average client gets $250,000. That's impressive. Go to InnovationRefunds.com, click on the Qualify Me button, answer a few questions. InnovationRefunds.com. It's no risk, and it certainly is high reward. InnovationRefunds.com. They help me. I'm sure they can help you. InnovationRefunds.com.
The Atlanta Braves are World Series champs. They shut out the Astros in Game 6, winning their first title since 1995. Outfielder Jorge Soler was named MVP. The Lakers survived the Rockets, sweeping back-to-back games against Houston. LeBron James led LA with a 30-point double-double. And Georgia Southern named Clay Helton their new football coach. Helton is reportedly signing a 5-year deal. I'm Nikki Jordan.
Intelligence runs in the family. Innovation runs in the family. Extraordinary runs in the family. The 2021 Mercedes-Benz range of SUVs, every member is waiting to impress. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Avoid the gridlock of having to sort through hundreds of resumes to find great people. Indeed's hiring platform makes it easy to attract, screen, and interview candidates all in one place. To find your next great hire, visit Indeed.com/credit.
Still loving those beautiful SolarMax technology panels, huh?
Oh, you know it. Listen, I've been saving tons of money. The panels are going to keep these lights on all through the fall and winter. We're going to be using our appliances more during the holiday season.
No, you're using lots of energy. You can keep the lights on as much as you want. Run all the appliances, have all the computers, cell phones charged, because with SolarMax, your electricity's practically free.
That's right. And SolarMax is right here in Southern California. They got the best products and best service. They do everything themselves. That means exceptional quality control and no middleman.
Not only that, there are no upfront costs, and they have the newest, most innovative Tesla products like those Tesla 420 panels and power walls.
Yeah, check this out. You can pay $0 down for the Tesla package and $79.96 per month with a 1.99% APR.
Give them a call. It only makes too much sense. Call SolarMax, pound 250 from your cell phone, and say that keyword SolarMax, pound 250, keyword SolarMax by November 30th for this great offer.
Monthly payment available on approved credit. CSW number 9720 for you. Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Companies. If you thought you missed your chance to refinance and save, think again. Mortgage rates have recently dropped, and Rocket Mortgage can help you save big when you call 8338-ROCKET today. For example, with a $250,000 30-year fixed-rate mortgage, you could get a new low rate under 3%. If your current rate is over 3.75%, you could lower your payment by over $100 a month, saving thousands in interest. But you've got to act now, because no one knows how long these low rates will last. So when you need a simple way to get big savings, Rocket can. Call us today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. That's 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com. Refinance offer assumes a rate of 2.99%, 3.21% APR, 70% loan-to-value ratio for the cost of 1.75 points. $4,375 due at closing. Monthly payment of $1,052.66. Taxes and insurance not included. Payment will be greater. Rates current as of 7/26/21. Conditions apply. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org number 3030.
Some people hate daylight savings time, but for me, that just means more good times at Morongo. And now, the top 5 reasons to visit Morongo. Number 5.
Thanksgiving Essential giveaway. Get a Nissan buffet server when you earn 500 points on your reward card. The 8th or 9th.
Number 4.
Robin 6, live November 13th. Only a few seats left. Get yours now.
3.
Turkey Bowl giveaway. You can win up to $2,000 cash playing your favorite game. Friday, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m.
And the number 2.
Thanksgiving to go. Get a full feast with 8 sides for one low price. Call 866-234-7006 Day.
And the number one reason.
Veterans Day freebie. Veterans get a free gift and enjoy 50% off dining with valid military ID on Veterans Day.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good time.
Addressing hair loss has never been easier thanks to advanced hair restoration's simple one-day treatment. The most difficult part? Making the call for your free consultation. Call 844-333-HAIR and get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. AdvancedHair.com.
Extreme mood swings, substance abuse, change in sleeping habits, avoiding friends, family, and the things you used to love, suicidal thoughts. These are just a few of the signs of mental illness, and if you or someone you know is experiencing them, research says that talking about mental health has the power to make a person suffering feel less isolated, and we all deserve that. Go to iHeartRadio.com/talk for tips on how to start the conversation. This has been brought to you by NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and iHeartMedia.
Portions of the following program will be recorded.
Hi, it's Dr. Wendy Walsh with another relationship hack. Have your bags back in public. Your partner may be telling that old story for the 100th time. They may have the movie or the actor wrong. They may even say something slightly politically incorrect. But the kind of reprimand isn't from your friends. Strong relationships present a united front in the shark tank of social interactions. You can whisper your opinion later, but protect them in public.
Dr. Wendy Walsh, KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. Let's say good morning now to ABC's Aaron Katersky. A lot of people are watching this one because it has so much to do with gun rights across the country. The Supreme Court set to hear a major Second Amendment case today. Aaron, explain it to us if you would, please.
Yeah, this is probably the most significant Second Amendment case the court has taken up in more than a decade. It's from a group of New York gun owners asking the courts to overturn New York's century-old concealed carry law. And they're doing so because they think it's too restrictive. The concealed carry law here comes with a requirement that applicants show proper cause. In other words, they need a special reason to get the right to carry a gun outside their home. And it's been notoriously strict. It's also been a guardrail. It's meant to avoid the proliferation of guns. And the gun owners say it's far too restrictive, and they'd like the court to overturn it.
And it's interesting because gun owners are saying if you gave more gun owners the opportunity to carry a gun for self-defense, that this would actually result in less violence in New York.
That's one theory. I'm not sure that how widely it's shared. We talked to the mayor of Albany, New York, the capital, who said that you're just going to have more guns on the streets, and more guns equals more death, and fewer guns equals less death. And she said that that's where the Supreme Court should come down. But we're not sure whether this is primarily going to be a states' rights argument or what. But I think the gun owners are looking for the court to really codify a expansive view of the Second Amendment that certainly was never intended by the framers. And a number of scholars, I think, have coalesced around the idea that while our politics has taken a broad view of the Second Amendment and interpreted it to mean that anything goes when it comes to guns, clearly that was not the intention. And I think gun owners here and around the country would like the Supreme Court to share their more expansive view, and with this ruling perhaps kind of make that the law of the land.
And I think it's interesting, too, to look at how broadly this court might rule, because you've got Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett all on who were not on the last time that the justices made a major gun ruling.
The timing is clearly no coincidence, Jen. I think the gun owners, backed by an NRA affiliate, have seized their moment. They see an opportunity, perhaps, in the makeup of the court to really get somewhere. I mean, even Justice Scalia, the last time the court considered this, said that states have the right to enact restrictions on guns, and that may or may not be a view shared by a majority on this court.
All right, Aaron, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, see you later. Hey, one quick story that has come out this morning. An attorney for the crew member in charge of weapons on the New Mexico movie set where Alec Baldwin fatally shot the cinematographer, is suggesting that someone may have deliberately sabotaged the production. Jason Bowles is the guy's name, and he represents Hannah Gutierrez Reed. She was the armorer for the film Rust. Now, he told the Today Show she loaded the gun from a box that was supposed to only contain dummy rounds. Bowles says the only way a live round would have been in the box is if someone deliberately put it in there. He said people on the movie were disgruntled and some had walked off the set the day before. I don't know if he's trying to intimate that it would be one of those people who were the disgruntled people who somebody put a live round in the box. I'm sure the question's going to be asked, how would Hannah Gutierrez know that that specific round that she was putting in the gun would be the one that specifically Alec Baldwin would fire? I mean, it's a little far-fetched if you look at the nuts and bolts of how the live round would have gotten into her hand, into the exact spot in the gun that Alec Baldwin would have fired from. I mean, is it plausible? I guess. I'm sure Hannah will weigh in on this later. This is KFI and KOST HD2 Los Angeles. Let's take a look at that drive on the 101. Hello, Jeff Boss.
All right, good morning, Jen. Boy, the weather a little bit better on the San Fernando Valley than yesterday morning, that's for sure. Driving-wise, you're pretty good. As a matter of fact, as I speak to you, we're flying back up north over the 405, coming up over Rockville Boulevard right now. So coming down from the 118, a lot of volume here, but everybody's okay. This is the time of the morning to make this drive into West LA. You'll see the low clouds when you get on the other side of the hill, so be careful. The 101, the Caltrans picking up after a long night of work, so please be careful as you go through. But the West 134 going up to the West 101 at the 170, I'm sure you know what I mean. It's just a little slow through there, but all lanes are open out to the 405. Rest of the basin looks fairly good. Downtown Los Angeles getting a little busy, but nothing too unusual. The West 91 kind of slow coming out of Corona, but nothing unusual about that, unfortunately. Don't go away. We'll keep you covered here this morning. Injured in accident, visit superwomansuperlawyer.com. Jeff Baugh, KFI in the sky.
Inflation is coming back with a vengeance. However, has not hit mortgage interest rates, which means it makes sense to borrow against the equity in your house. Why? Well, you've got tons of equity, certainly, because property prices and values have risen so dramatically. And on top of that, you're still paying very low interest. So why don't you borrow against that equity and use the money that's making no money now and make some money from your money. And that's a mortgage. And I'm going to suggest calling HMS Capital. With their razor-sharp interest rates, they're confident they're going to be able to earn your business. I've had 2 mortgages with HMS Capital, and obviously I'm very happy. I've known Mark Tice, the president, for, 16 years. Call 833-255-5698, 833-255-5698. Visit hmscapital.com. HMS Capital Funding is a DBA company and HMS Capital is licensed under the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation under the California Residential Mortgage Lending Act. License number 4130360. Equal housing lender.
California has millions of homes that could be damaged in a strong earthquake, and earthquakes are inevitable in the Golden State. An older home is especially vulnerable to earthquake damage, so you may need to take steps to strengthen it and help reduce the chance of damage. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com to learn about better protecting your home from earthquake damage. The work may cost less than you think and can often be completed in a few days. You've worked hard to get a home. Now's the time to protect it. Get prepared today so you can worry less tomorrow. Visit strengthenmyhouse.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. We've got a mostly sunny day ahead. Temperatures at the beaches will just be around 70. We'll be in the upper 70s, right at 80 for Metro LA and OC, and the low to mid 80s for the Valley.